Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Thursday, and it's February 3rd. We have one meeting to tell you about today, and that is this morning at 9:30, and it is virtual. It is the third Landscape Committee meeting, and of course, you could follow along at lagunawoodsvillage.com/meetings. Now, on our show today, we have Annie McCary and Willie Phillips, who are going to talk to us all about the African American Heritage Club, and of course that goes along with our Black History Month, and we are going to talk about movies and accomplishments and a variety of different things. I think it's going to be really informative and educational, so stick around for that. And then later on we have social services, and Susan McInerney is going to talk to us a little bit about some of their services and some things that are going on over the next few months. All right, let's take a look at our weather. We are not looking at cloudy skies for a while. Look at how gorgeous it is. We are looking at sunshine all week long and through the weekend and into next week. So definitely lots of sunshine, so make sure you wear your hats, but definitely get outside. We are looking at 64-43, 70-43, 69-43, 72-46, and really nice next Monday, 74-49. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:46, and our sunset will be at 5:24. And Sheila, thank you for sending in this goose. He looks very happy out there on the lawn. I appreciate you sending that in. If you have a photo you would like to share with our community, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we come back, we will sit down with Annie and Willie, so stick around.
Hi folks, this is Dan O'Weiler with Sterling Financial Advisors. We've been around for a long time, been on This Day with Lisa, and just wanted to know that we're still in business, even through the pandemic. We still have the opportunity to now meet with people individually in person, and we'd like to invite you to give us a call if it would make some sense. If you're doing some planning for retirement, please give us a call. We'll be happy to meet with you. Thanks so much.
Primary care is our first interaction with the healthcare system, but most people don't visit their physicians due to long lines, waiting periods, and moving from lab to lab. At Cure Medical, we bring healthcare straight to your doorstep. Our modern, upscale mobile clinics provide services such as prevention and wellness plans, annual exams, lab work, blood tests, and more. Give us a call today to learn more and schedule your next appointment. Cure Medical, close to home, far from ordinary.
What sets MaidPro apart from other cleaning companies? Well, for starters, we're pros. So we're pro scrubbing, dusting, shining. We're pro kid and pet friendly. We're pro doing things your way, like not touching your messy desk. We're pro neat freak. We're pro affordable and pro Monday afternoons because that time was just right for you. In short, MaidPro is pro you. MaidPro, because your standards aren't standard.
You don't got this much in it.
And maybe you move back.
Some people just go there immediately.
At Kaiser Permanente, your entire care team is connected. So even a routine appointment can save your life.
I am so glad you did this mammogram so we can detect it early.
Everything looks great with your eyes, and I see you're due for a mammogram. Should we schedule it?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
A leader in the prevention, early detection, and treatment of cancer.
Laguna Woods Dental Care, our goal is to serve and provide dental services to the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is currently specializing in senior dental care from USC Dental School and has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 16 years. At Laguna Woods Dental, our top priority is your overall wellness, ensuring your current medications do not affect your oral health. We offer a convenient plan for $250 a year that includes exam, x-rays, and all types of cleanings are covered. Our office is located right outside of gate number 3. Come book your appointment today.
As I mentioned, we have Annie and Willie here on behalf of the African American Heritage Club. Well, welcome both of you. It's so nice to see you and nice to have you with us. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's great to be here.
You're welcome. Now, of course, February is known for all sorts of things. We have President's Days and we have Valentine's Day, and of course, the whole month is dedicated to African American Black History Month. So, tell me a little bit about why it is important and what it is.
Okay, well, Black History Month, when I'm asked about Black History Month, the first thing that comes to my mind is, why isn't there a White History Month, or a Brown, Red, or Yellow History Month? And it's because, in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of historians, the history of the human story has been whitewashed and edited down through the years. We've been led to believe, a lot of us so-called Afro-Americans, that our history started when we came here in slavery. But if you study history, you'll find that there were Black Americans here, Black people here in America, as far back as 500 BC. A lot of other things. You'll find that the richest person that ever lived was Mansa Musa of Mali, an African king that was worth the equivalent of $400 billion here today.
Wow.
And we'll find, I look around and I see things like the Game of Thrones, and in the Game of Thrones, the only Black people are slaves. The only brown people are savages that eat hearts. When I was a little kid, I watched the cartoon, The Jetsons, and that's the future of the human race, and there weren't any Black people in it. So I began to think that we have been miseducated, that we've been edited out, and we need to know the story not only of Black history, of Americans here in America, but the world history, the entire complete human story. So it's important to me that we get educated truly for what, how we got to where we are today. The systematic editing out of us has brought us to a place where we're in this complete disarray right now. So it's important for us to study true human history on a global scale so that we can get a true picture of where we are and where we need to go. And to me, that's what history is all about, to tell us where we've been and where we're going.
Well, exactly, and something that you mentioned, you know, if you go through schooling, you know, you start elementary and then you go on, right? I don't think you really see many of the different types of religions as well as the different cultures until you get to college, if you end up going to college. Because then you take classes like world religions and a variety of other classes that really open up your eyes to a lot of different things, kind of like what you mentioned. They do highlight some things that you would not have heard otherwise. So good point, good point. Now, this month highlights not just, you know, movies like we're going to be talking about, but achievements of lots of different people that, like you said, date way back. So what are some of those achievements?
Actually, and thank you for asking that. That's a really, really good point, which also goes right back to Black History Month. And like Willie was talking about earlier, a lot of our history has been left out of the history books. And what we see oftentimes in modern times were movies about slavery and racism. And there's a much more richer history of our people than slavery. And so this month is an opportunity to highlight some of those achievements. And while, you know, people in our community have achieved in sports, we've achieved in medicine, achieved in politics, in every area that every other human being has achieved in, our culture has achieved also. And so I just wanted to highlight just a couple of the achievements that that we like to highlight for the month of February, because the whole month is dedicated to Black History Month.
Okay.
And so a couple of people that I'd just like to highlight. One is Dr. Daniel Hale, and this is a Black physician who performed the first open heart surgery back in 1893.
Wow.
And you probably will only find that if you Google it. You won't find it in any of the history books.
Wow.
And another important achievement that we like to highlight is Dr. Mae Jemison, who was the first Black woman in space, and that was in 1992. She actually traveled in the space endeavor.
I love it. And like I said off camera, I was telling you that one of my favorite movies is, you know, Hidden Figures. So it reminded me of that because there were so many African American ladies who contributed to the NASA program. And so I was like, saw 1992, I thought it would be earlier than that.
No.
but it wasn't.
It wasn't. And it just goes to show so much of our history is lost because it wasn't part of the original history books. And what's the opportunity for people to learn about our history, which is really American history as well. It's not just isolated to Black history like Willie mentioned, it is American history.
Exactly.
And as long as we leave out parts of history, we as a country are not given a complete depiction of how this country was actually formed and actually how this country continues to run.
All right. Now, we also talk about the movies, and of course, we have dedicated all of our movies this month to Black History Month. Is there any in particular movies that you wanted to point out that you loved or that you would recommend?
Actually, I have a whole list, and these are going to be playing for the whole month of February. One of my favorite is Black Panther, and of course we lost Chadwick Boseman a couple of years ago to colon cancer. An amazing movie about people, Black people, and it depicts the characters as human characters, not as savage beasts, which is where a lot of our characters were portrayed early on in television. Another one of my favorite, and this one goes back, In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier. We lost him a couple of weeks back, and so Sidney Poitier was very instrumental in putting a Black face to the movie industry, putting a Black face to achieving Academy Awards, and he was one of our amazing trailblazers in my lifetime.
Now, Willie, what about you? Any particular movies that kind of stand out to you?
Well, I like Roots. My wife has yet to see it. I was speaking with Annie earlier, and she doesn't like it. Watching those type of movies, but I do because it makes us more conscious. It lets us know what has been going on, what is still going on, and what needs to change. So I like those type of movies. I was talking with one of my neighbors, a Jewish guy in his 80s that I play golf with every Friday. He had never heard of Emmett Till until a few weeks ago. I was talking to a white friend of mine that's a lady, 80 plus years old. She had never heard of the Black Wall Street Massacre. So it's a lot of things like that just to get the information out there. And then it will motivate people to want to start doing something positive for the human race instead of just the white or the Black or so-called other colored races.
Right. Now Roots is a long one, though. You got to really space out your time to watch that one.
Yeah, but that's one of my favorites because it kind of gives us a depiction of what we've come through.
Exactly. Yeah. And then now the African American Heritage Club itself, what is it made up of, and what do you guys do?
Well, the African American Heritage Club was formed actually by Dr. Fran Williams, who has moved out of the community recently. But she wanted, when she moved here into this community, she wanted to create an environment where she felt that she would belong and where she would be surrounded by people of like mind. So she started the African American Heritage Club back in 2014 for the purpose of acknowledging our contributions, for celebrating our contributions, and then educating anybody about the plight of the African American people. So the club is formed by Dr. Fran, and it meets monthly. And each month we strive to do something educational, to educate people about the culture. And anyone can be a part of the African American Heritage Club. It is not exclusive to African Americans only. It's for anyone who's interested in learning about our heritage and our culture.
Now, you said you meet monthly. Is there any particular week or?
We meet the third Saturday of every month.
Saturday, okay.
Yeah, in Clubhouse 5.
Oh, Clubhouse 5, all right.
This month, we're not actually having a meeting, an in-person meeting. We wanted to be mindful of COVID and the precautions. And so the club opted not to have any kind of an in-personal event for safety precautions.
But futuristically, you will have more getting together type events?
Absolutely, we do. And we recently had a huge major event last year when President Biden signed into law Juneteenth, making it a national holiday, a federal holiday. And so we had that. We had an amazing celebration. A representative from City Council came. and just acknowledge Juneteenth.
Yeah, you had a break there. You had a little. We all had a break there where we didn't have to do much with the COVID, and then all of a sudden we had to change everything again. So
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad you're able to meet via Zoom.
Yes, we're going to meet.
And now, if somebody was interested in your club, what should they do? Should they go to the Laguna Hills website?
Yes, we are on the Laguna Hills website under clubs, and just click on club, and you'll see the African American Heritage Club.
Excellent.
We're on there, and we put an ad in the Globe once a month to let you know basically what activities the club is going to be participating in.
Okay.
Now,
Excellent.
one thing that's really I forgot to mention is at the next City Council meeting, I believe it's February 9th, the City Council is going to acknowledge again the African American Heritage Club. They will acknowledge February as Black History Month.
Oh, good. And that's on the 9th?
It's on the 9th. I believe it's the 9th. It's
Yeah.
at the next Laguna Hills Laguna City Hall meeting.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. Well, thank you both so much. I appreciate you sharing all the information with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. This
You're
is
welcome,
great.
and we'll be seeing you again.
Yes.
All right, if you want more information about the African American Heritage Club, of course, you can go to the Laguna Woods Village website, go to clubs, and since it starts with A, it'll be at the top of the list. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Susan McInerney here with Social Services, and we have Jessica Valenzuela, who is here on behalf of Alzheimer's OC. Well, welcome both of you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Good to see you in person. It's been a while.
Long time. Yes, yes.
Now, we have been on our Zooms for the last 2 years now, and we've been talking all about social services, and you guys have done an awful lot of things, even though you haven't really seen people in person, but you've done a lot over the phone.
Right.
But I know you have an update, and we'll get to you in just a second. So go ahead and just give me an update of how it's going.
So we have mostly seen people in person up to in their homes.
Okay.
A couple of times we had to kind of, when things got rough during the pandemic, we did it by phone, but we tried. It's so hard to do what we do not in person. So we did as much as we could within the parameter of safety. But we're back. Our office is open. We're doing home visits. As we suspected, kind of post-pandemic and getting into this next wave, a little more anxiety is rising, so our need has gone up. So we've been seeing a lot more people, a lot more residents, kind of inquiring self-help techniques in terms of how do I deal with this anxiety, especially now. I think people didn't expect this to be as long as it has been.
Yeah, I know. At the very beginning, we thought, oh, it's just going to be a few months, and then, of course, it wasn't. So,
Right.
of course. Now, when you say that you visited them in their home, so you would obviously take the whatever protocol was necessary. But what were some of the things that you were dealing with? Was this grief, loss, depression, anxiety, all of the above?
All of the above, yes, yeah. I think a lot of what, that's kind of our normal everyday stuff. Pandemic stuff was more, almost akin to almost post-traumatic stress, kind of that after the fact. I think we did such a good job in the village of being safe, staying in the home, and now we're seeing the other shoe drop in terms of the residual effect of what that was like.
Yeah.
I think people do really well in a crisis, and then when a crisis is going away, then you have more of how to deal with the residual feelings.
Okay, well, there's also still a little bit of anxiety because now we have a mask thing again, and now we have a new variant, and so there's a lot of things that I think are still of the unknown. And then, of course, if you have a particular ailment like dementia or Alzheimer's, it's an added stress to that, of course.
For the caregivers, too.
Right, right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The good thing that we've learned, though, the people who did the best through the pandemic, and even so now, older adults have more resilience than any other age group. I don't know if it's the age or just that they've been through things before and we know what to pull from life experience, but older adults have done phenomenally well.
Wow. Well, then there's a lot to say about that, and we can probably learn from that as well. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica, you are with Alzheimer's OC, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I got to join Alzheimer's Orange County in July, and I've been here at the Village since October. Okay. Alzheimer's Orange County, their mission is really to help support caregivers and individuals who are experiencing not only Alzheimer's, but dementia, related conditions, and just general brain health. So my role here at the Village is really focused on helping caregivers and individuals who are experiencing, memory loss concerns, brain health questions, and really supporting them through that.
Okay, so it's collaboration, but are you employed with social services, or is it a collaboration?
So it's a collaboration. My position is fully funded by Alzheimer's Orange County, so there's no additional fee to our residents, but I get to collaborate and be here with the Village.
She's here every day in our office.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, we do have a very big presence of Alzheimer's OC with Dan Daly and our Fit Brain Club, and so we do have that here, and that's great. Absolutely. So hopefully having you here can certainly address a lot of different things. Now, we did show a picture of you, and there was an article in the Breeze, and that talks a lot about what you will be doing, as well as how you guys handle various things through social services. Just give me a kind of a brief overview of the article.
So the article itself talks about what Jesse's going to be doing in particular, and since this article ran, we've had a lot of calls for the Mind Check program. That's something people are very interested in. Do you want to do a little?
Yeah, tell me what the Mind Check
is.
program is. That's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Mind Check is it's a no-cost service designed to provide a baseline of an individual and their current cognitive sort of awareness. So it's not a diagnosis of any kind, but it helps provide a baseline to individuals. Maybe they're having some questions, or maybe they're noticing some changes in their self or a loved one. It takes only about 15 minutes to complete, and then they have some information that they can follow up with their doctors on, and go back and kind of use that as a starting point for that conversation.
Well, you must also have an awful lot of questions regarding the latest treatments that are being tested and researched. So in regards to caregivers, how is it that you help them?
Absolutely. So a number of different ways, but really through education, information, and support. We say a lot of the times that caregivers really got thrown into this role. They might not have applied for it, they might not want it, but they're there. And so how can we help them better communicate? How can we help them manage some of those really stressful situations that they're encountering? One of the great resources too that we offer is a support group, where really it brings caregivers together who are caring for loved ones with Alzheimer's, dementia, or related memory conditions. It's a very unique need and a unique condition, and so bringing that group together, allowing people to share what's worked for them, sharing their challenges, building that community, making sure that caregivers don't feel so alone. So that group meets twice a month, the second and fourth Wednesday of every month, currently over Zoom. So yeah, it's a lot of different great resources.
Well, you have your hands full. I think you definitely do, and so welcome. We're glad you're here with us. So Susan, tell me a little bit about this past year. I know that we had the holidays, and there's a lot of giving during that time frame, but so kind of recap what's happening.
We're very fortunate. We had a lot of donations this holiday season. So Saddleback Church, Saddleback Memorial Care, the Kiwanis Club, Council on Aging, Smile Makers, and the biggest one always is our own foundation, the foundation.
Oh, that's great.
So we did a lot of helping people with grocery cards, and Visa cards, and stuff that people can use towards bills or groceries or whatever is needed. A lot of financial hardship the last few years.
Wow, yeah.
So the foundation has always been the backbone of that program, of being able to help our residents in need, and they've done another phenomenal year of helping.
That's great.
Yeah.
But you don't have to always do it around the holidays. You could do it anytime, right?
Right, yeah. The foundation is always taking donations. You'll see their flyers and their logo. They have the blue logo, and you can give donations right here in the community building.
Okay, perfect. And if anyone wanted information regarding social services, how should they get in touch with you guys?
They can always give us a call, email us, but the best probably is just give us a call. We're there.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you both, and welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back after this. have a few announcements for you. Coming up on February 7th, Dr. Trin is going to talk about the mind-body connection. Now, he is going to be doing this at the Florence Sylvester Senior Center, and it's going to be on February 7th. And if you want more information about that or to reserve your seat, you will want to get in touch with Florence Sylvester Senior Center at 949-380-0155. And then also, our Hearing Well Club is now called the Hearing Loss Association of America, and they're going to have an upcoming meeting on Tuesday, February 8th, and this is next week. It will be a Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock. If you would like to participate, please email Tony at hlaamv.org. And then coming up on February 12th, which is next weekend, the OC of OC Performing Arts Center at 3 o'clock is going to be an orchestra culmination of a variety of different showcases where we're going to have American voices and stories in honor of Lincoln's birthday. If you want more information about that, you're going to go to Recreation. Just go ahead and email them, recreation@vmsinc.org. All right, let's take a look at our weather. As I mentioned, it's going to be gorgeous for the next several days. We aren't looking at clouds or rain anytime soon, so definitely going to be beautiful out. So wear your hats, get out there and take some nice walks. 64-43 today, 70-43 tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday look really nice, 69-43, 72-46, and then on Monday we heat up a bit, 74-49. You can rewatch our program at 12:30 and 5 right here on Village Television, or of course you could go to our YouTube channel, Village Television, and watch anytime. Have a great day in the Village. Bye-bye.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Are you undergoing infusion therapy? You now have a choice. Infusion for Health is a specialty infusion center that expertly cares for patients with chronic conditions. Our brand new facility in Laguna Hills takes patient care to the next level. Relax in your private suite with refreshments and on-demand entertainment. We offer 7 convenient locations. We accept Medicare, PPO, and HMO. Call today to get started.